Welcome to the PFP Consortium Euro-Atlantic Spot Series. Our topic today is artificial intelligence, the arms race, and unintended consequences. And our guest today is Sanjay Goel. Sanjay is the chair of the Information Security and Digital Forensics Department at the State University of New York in Albany, and a renowned expert on artificial intelligence. Sanjay, welcome.
Thank you, Raphael. I'm pleased to be here.
Sanjay, I have three questions for you. First of all, how can artificial intelligence or AI-based weapon systems be used or employed, and why are they important for national security?
Artificial intelligence can give a brain to the weapons system to make them intelligent and autonomous, such that they're able to learn, to adapt, and to make decisions on the battlefield without needing a human to support them or to guide them. Some examples include a killer robot that can work in the battlefield, engage enemy targets, and shoot with extremely high precision. A slightly different but an equally important area is AI-based social bots. These bots are already being used, and they can communicate with other humans just like a normal human being, and they're being used to spread malicious propaganda to hurt other countries' internal politics. So the question, Raphael, is why are AI-based weapon systems so important for national security? I think we all need to understand that AI is revolutionizing the battlefield of the future. The future battlefield will be one where we have a variety of autonomous weapons, which are highly precise with the lethal firepower that will allow countries to operate on multiple fronts with potentially catastrophic consequences for both human life and for property. Additionally, AI-based asymmetric warfare will erode the prevailing strategic military balance between countries, giving weaker states and terrorist groups new modalities of destructive power by which they can actually start launching attacks and destabilize the rest of the world. Right? So, Raphael, we're really at the dawn of a new era that will usher an arms race. It already has, actually, and one that is being driven by AI.
Are there any unintended consequences here that we need to be aware of?
So, Raphael, I can think of four important things that we need to worry about in terms of unintended consequences. First, if you look at AI-based weapon systems, or all AI-based systems, they are tested in artificial and simulated environments. And when you put them in a real-life environment like a battlefield, the outcome can be unpredictable. For instance, instead of just targeting enemy combatants, they could be looking at non-combatants, and they could also be attacking our friendly forces. And second, hackers could break into these systems and even take over some of them. We would not even know that they have done this until we are really working in the battlefield. And they can have serious consequences for our armed forces. A third, with AI, we are giving a decision to kill a human to a robot and taking the human out of the loop, right? And this has real ethical considerations. With no human in the loop when the killing is done, in the case of a mistake or an accident, we don't know. These are unprecedented systems.
Sanjay, given all this, what is your bottom line advice to defense policymakers here?
So I would give four recommendations to policymakers. First, they need to start working on mechanisms to slow the proliferation of AI-based weapons so that terrorists and criminals are not able to easily get them and to exploit them. Now, COCOM, which has provided a model for arms control, can be used as a starting point. This was deployed decades ago, but it was good as a starting point. It, again, could be a starting point for AI-based weapon systems. Second, we need to enhance our own cybersecurity. We need to make sure that the systems we developed are well-tested and are practically unhackable to mitigate the potential hacking of AI-based weapon systems and exploitation by rogue elements and terrorists. And third, very importantly, we need to establish mechanisms and rules for attribution. what happens when an AI-based system misfires, right? Who is behind it? We need to identify both so that we can punish the perpetrators and to make sure that we deter other people from launching attacks using AI-based weapons systems. And finally, we need to get the academics, diplomats, and military to work together to establish a basis under international humanitarian law to understand how we are going to prosecute cases for AI-based weapon systems. Raphael, I compared this AI-based weapons development to a train that has left the station, one that is speeding rapidly downhill and gaining momentum. The worst thing here would be for a runaway train to go unmitigated and out of control. We can't stop the AI-based weapons train. However, we need to make sure that it stays on its rails and we limit the disastrous potential consequences of AI-based weapon systems going rogue and out of control.
Thank you very much, Sanjay, and thank you for being with us today.
Raphael, thank you for having me here. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.